Ever wondered why some days you feel unstoppable, and others you feel like an emotional Wi-Fi signal just dropped to 1 bar? Here's the deal. Your emotions are literally broadcasting frequencies, measurable, trainable, and totally upgradable. And if you've ever felt low vibe, you're not crazy. You're just tuned to the wrong station. Today we're decoding the emotional frequency chart. Hawkins, Hicks, Dispenza, Ghiyam, 4 masters, 1 truth. Your vibe is your broadcast power. Beat 1. The setup, the science behind vibe. Because physics actually backs this up. Every emotion you feel is energy in motion, emotion. Low vibes like shame or fear, around 20 to 100 hertz. High vibes like joy or enlightenment, 500, 600, even 700 plus hertz. Translation? Shame is like dial-up internet. Enlightenment is 5G fiber optic consciousness. But the real question isn't what frequency you're on, it's how to switch the station. And that's where these 4 teachers come in, each from a different discipline, all describing the same energetic upgrade. Beat 2. David Hawkins, the map of consciousness. Dr. David Hawkins dropped the map of consciousness, basically an emotional Richter scale for the soul. Every emotion is calibrated between 20 and 1000 hertz, from shame at the bottom to enlightenment at the top. Below 200, life feels like pushing a boulder uphill. You're in force. Above 200, something magical happens. You enter power. That's where energy stops consuming you and starts radiating through you. Courage is the pivot, your emotional switch from surviving to expanding. But Hawkins was the scientist mystic. Esther Hicks, she turned that data into something you could feel. Beat 3. Esther Hicks, the river of emotion. Abraham Hicks calls it going downstream. You can't leap from despair to joy. It's emotional whiplash. You pivot by finding one thought that feels slightly better. Each little shift is like turning your boat from fighting the current to flowing with it. You stop paddling upstream and realize the river was always carrying you. That's the emotional GPS. If it feels heavy, you're upstream. If it feels light, you're aligned. Simple, elegant, and somehow more accurate than your phone's navigation app. So Hawkins measures the altitude, Hicks helps you steer the boat. But who tells you how to generate the energy to move the damn thing? That's where Joe Dispenza walks in, with a lab coat and a meditation playlist. Beat 4. Joe Dispenza, the science of coherence. Joe Dispenza says your thoughts are electrical, your emotions magnetic, and together they form your personal broadcast signal. If your brain says I'm abundant, but your heart whispers yeah right, that's static. Interference. You're sending mixed messages to the universe. But when your brain and heart sync up, thought and emotion become coherent, you literally tune into a higher field of possibility. That's the quantum version of feeling good. Your nervous system becomes Wi-Fi for miracles, but coherence alone isn't enough. You've got to be able to hold that frequency, and that's where David Ghiyam takes it deeper, Kabbalistically deep. Beat 5. David Ghiyam, expanding the vessel. In Kabbalah, David Ghiyam teaches that energy, light, is infinite. But your ability to receive it depends on the size of your vessel. If your vessel's too small, you short-circuit. Hello, burnout, ego, chaos. So the work isn't to chase light, it's to expand your container. You do that by purifying your desire, transforming what can I get into how can I share. The more you share, the more light you can hold. Translation. Dispenza's coherence creates the frequency. Ghiyam's vessel sustains it. Hicks shows you how to relax into it. Hawkins maps how high you can go. 4 languages, 1 truth. And when you decode it, something wild happens. You stop chasing vibration and become it. Beat 6. The synthesis, the unified frequency model. Here's the cheat code. Think of the journey of vibration like 5 stages of energetic evolution. And each of our 4 teachers maps it in their own way. We start in resistance. Joe Dispenza calls this incoherence, when your mind and heart are out of sync. David Ghiyam would say your vessel is closed, unable to receive the light. Esther Hicks calls it paddling upstream, fighting the current. And David Hawkins, he measures it as anything below 200 on the map of consciousness, the realm of force, struggle, and friction. Then comes awareness, the moment you wake up enough to observe your thoughts instead of becoming them. For Ghiyam, this is when desire begins to purify. Hicks reminds you to start where you are. Stop pretending you're in joy if you're actually in anger. And Hawkins marks this threshold as courage, calibrated right at 200, the energetic pivot from force to power. Next is alignment, the sweet spot where coherence clicks. Dispenza would say the brain and heart finally synchronize. Ghiyam calls it the vessel expanding. Hicks describes it as going downstream, feeling the flow. Hawkins places this range between 350 and 500, the frequencies of love and acceptance. From there we move into expansion. Energy amplifies, emotions elevate. Dispenza calls it sustained elevated emotion. Ghiyam says you're receiving more light. Hicks simply says manifestation. Hawkins measures it between 540 and 600, the frequencies of joy and peace. And finally, unity, the point where you stop being the wave and become the ocean. Dispenza calls it the pure coherent field. Ghiyam says it's the infinite vessel. Hicks calls it becoming the flow itself. And Hawkins calibrates it above 700, the frequency of enlightenment, where the self dissolves into source. In quantum terms, frequency equals how fast your energy oscillates. Amplitude equals how strongly you feel it. Phase equals how aligned it is with truth. Capacitance equals how much energy you can hold. When all four sync, coherence, allowance, capacity, and truth, boom, you enter resonant creation. That's the moment manifestation stops being effort and becomes inevitability. Beat 7, final message, the frequency formula. Dispenza helps you generate coherence. Hicks teaches you to release resistance. Ghiyam shows you how to expand your capacity. Hawkins measures your frequency ceiling. Put it together and you get the equation of manifestation. Power equals coherence times allowance times capacity times frequency. When any of those collapse, resistance returns, vessel shrinks, heart closes, the signal drops. When they align, you don't raise your vibration. You become the vibration the universe was waiting to mirror. If this helped you see frequency as more than just a buzzword, hit that like button, because that is a micro act of coherence. Subscribe if you're ready to build your own quantum map of consciousness, and in the comments, tell me what frequency you're choosing to broadcast today. Because remember, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So make it high voltage.